Good morning to you. Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com here. It is the 10th day of November. It is now Thursday morning, and that is a picture that I took with my iPhone of the eye of Hurricane Nicole just as it was making landfall down there near Vero Beach. What an amazing experience it was. Here's another one that I did. You can look up there, you can see the moon and the stars, a little bit of that stadium effect. I mean, it wasn't a very well-developed eye, but something came together at that last couple of 30 minutes to an hour or so, I guess, and it just really, it was amazing. There were several people down there, some very famous names that you know from the hurricane chasing world. We were all kind of right there at this spot in Vero Beach. Really, really special to see this and experience it. Unfortunately, it comes with a lot of consequences and damage and problems. That's the downside to these things, and there's damage and problems trying to happen outside my window here in Palm Coast. Anyway, I want to do a quick update here, then I need to get some sleep, but I want to at least update you on what's going on. Nicole is a tropical storm, but again, that's a label. It's a label, so it's not less. It's still the same. Honestly, it might just be a little bit weaker, but seriously, the impacts still ongoing, and they are quite substantial as this moves across Florida and eventually into just a tiny bit of a corner there of the Gulf of Mexico before moving into the southeast. This is going to have a tornado threat across this region potentially as these different cells move inland or from the ocean to inland areas and start to gain rotation. It's just a really big storm affecting a lot of people. That has not changed. And in fact, it's going to get worse for different folks now. It's going to be evolving throughout the day. It's not a stagnant situation. Here's what it looks like on satellite for you, the infrared shot. It is starting to, as we call, fill in. Let's use a color and a stroke thickness there that shows up better. It's starting to fill in that center, so the pressure is coming up. But look at the enormity of that giant storm system there. Onshore flow continuing for a good part of northeast Florida. Offshore flow down here to the south of the center. And what we need to watch for now, does the center come out over the Gulf enough so that it sends either in the right front quadrant, or if it goes by at the correct angle, the backside could come around and send a pretty big surge there into portions of the Nature Coast, especially Cedar Key. We don't know. We don't know yet. There could still be 3 to 5 feet of storm surge for that part of the northeast Gulf there. And if we go back and look at the official track, we'll get rid of me real quick, and I'll show you. It's going to be, sorry, I keep popping up there. That's all right. I'm tired. It is going to be a close one right there. Just barely gets out into the water just a little bit. And that onshore flow, actually I have the track map here. Let's just show you our interactive map. That little tiny bit there of where it comes out, if it's just a little bit over to the west, the onshore flow there as this goes by, if it comes out like that, that's going to push that surge in. But I'm worried that even as it goes by this way, the backside coming around could still drag the Gulf right back into this little area right here. It gets caught, almost like a hook, kind of gets caught there. So the next big surge area that we have to worry about is right down here, parts of the Nature Coast, up to and including the Cedar Key area, where I do have a camera set up. Had a couple of them out here. One of them quit for some strange reason, but the other one, that's the one that died. This is the one that's up. It's working, and there's a little tide gauge right there, and that'll show us how high the water gets if indeed it does so. Right now the water's blown out, and there's people walking their dogs. So we'll see later today. This is the next really big concern once we get Nicole farther inland and eventually coming out over that little corner of the Gulf. The more it does so, the more problems that this could have for the Cedar Key area. Elsewhere, just to kind of show you real quick, the effects of Nicole still ongoing. This is our camera system. The pair of them, that was perfect timing. This is down at the Palm Coast area, not far from where I am at the hotel. The dunes here keep on getting eroded away, of course. This, and we're not even at high tide yet, that's still coming. And it just switched over from night vision to daytime. How about that? This set of stairs was not here yesterday. It was over this way several feet. So we're going to see if it gets moved even more or if it eventually collapses. I certainly hope not. And I know the owner quite well. They hope not either, believe me. And this is what it looks like on the cam that is facing north. So these are all on the same walkway. This cam faces north. The other cam faces south there. And you can see this is off of our interactive map, by the way, part of the Hurricane Track Insider that is supported through our Patreon plan that we do to crowdfund what we do here. There's Nicole inland over Florida. Oh, I do want to show you Vero Beach, by the way. Look at this. I have zoomed in the shot in the camera. Even our cameras are interactive. Some damage to this dock here. For this restaurant over here, they've probably got water inside of there. I don't know that for sure. Kind of looks like it to me. As the backside of Nicole pushing through now, raising the water levels down there, and quite dramatic to see that happening here after landfall. So this really helps to illustrate the point. When these make landfall, they don't stop. They keep going, and the effects keep dragging with them. All of that energy that was out over the ocean, that is still all pushing towards the coast here and piling up the water in any way that it can. That's what we were saying days ago. I was saying it, other people that saw this coming, that yes, this was going to be a big deal. And it is a big deal. It absolutely is. We've got problems up at Daytona Beach with condos that had to be evacuated due to the potential of collapse, and just a real mess from a late season storm system that became a hurricane from a subtropical spread out mess. And look what happened. And now it's a big mess again down in Florida, unfortunately. All right, satellite loop here. I'm sorry, this is the radar loop from Dr. Mark Nissenbaum, and the center of circulation racing, I don't say racing, but moving steadily. Again, I'm very tired, so bear with me. It's moving steadily, which is a good thing, across Florida, but that onshore flow continues over here, the offshore flow over this way, and then a lot of rain coming in on the west side. And then again, we have to see what happens with this big center. Does it get out over the Gulf over here and then start to turn, putting that onshore flow in this one little crook right here, whatever you want to call it, catcher's mitt? I don't know. I mean, that's just like asking for trouble if this is able to get out there. Sorry, people texting me. I got to turn that off there. If it gets out enough, that could be a big problem. Fortunately, none of the model guidance shows it coming really wide so that you have a much larger area to worry about, and certainly not up at St. Mark's or elsewhere. I don't see too much threat of storm surge outside of the Nature Coast and up towards Cedar Key. All right, I think I've covered just about everything I wanted to show you. Yes, I have. Again, that is the eye. Earlier this morning, it was like 2:30 in the morning, something like that. One of the most incredible things you can ever experience. Again, it's just a shame, a real shame, truly, that these cause as much problems as they do for us. And they do. They cause a lot of anxiety, and they cause damage, and they kill people, and it's just it's sort of this mixed emotion that I get, because I'm very passionate about studying the impacts and experiencing and teaching others what I know about them, taking my cumulative knowledge over 2 decades to try to translate that into something that can motivate people to learn more themselves, and then apply that knowledge to getting ready when something comes their way. So again, it's that sort of balancing act between fascination and respecting the power that these systems can bring, and they are certainly doing so. So this will continue inland. The impacts will be potentially substantial for parts of the southeast coast, the Carolinas, with severe weather possible. It is not over yet, and that really is the point here and the bottom line. All right, let me get this online for you, and then I am going to bed. I'll be back out later today, probably starting to pick up the equipment by this afternoon. Again, I'm Mark Sudduth, Hurricane Track. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.